Hope this is recording. But this is the new 390 Duke. And I kind of get why people were talking about it being an amalgamation of the first and the second, because the styling cues are a little bit inspired from the second and a little bit more modern. But when you really look at it, the sound and the engine vibe that is coming, that is more raw, like the first gen Duke 390. And boy, it can pick up. Anyway, since we are not about the whole performance and handling and all of that stuff, we are going to talk about the ergonomics quickly. To keep things simple, this is a small bike. The handlebar position is nice and wide. I'm not feeling much stress on my wrists. One good thing is that it probably is a very nice and wide handlebar, so I like that a little bit about this variant of the Duke. Now, talking about the seat, a few other journalists have also covered the seating position of the Duke. Idiots on the road. Anyways, few other people have also covered the seating position of the Duke, and the seat is really small. So for my butt, I'm 6'4" and I weigh about 110 kilos. It's occupying the entire seat, so there is no place for me to move forward or backward on this seat, none whatsoever. And in that sense, the ergonomics are a little bit tight. The seat is small for taller riders. Another thing that I'd like to talk about is the foot peg ergonomics. Not sure if the GoPro or the Insta that's installed a little bit lower is able to capture this, but it is fairly cramped when it comes to the position of the ankles and the knees. The angle at the knees is very acute, much more acute than some of the other smaller bikes that I've ridden, maybe even compared to, say, the Apache RR 310. So the knees are very bent inwards. One interesting thing to note is that unlike the first gen Duke, the tank shrouds here have enough room for the larger legs of a larger rider. So there are no plastic bits that are poking into my knee right now. There is enough space for me to nicely kind of hold the tank securely with my thighs while I am riding, and that's a good thing. Went over a stone. What else? I'm sitting right back on the seat. In fact, a little bit of my butt is on the pillion seat as well. So the dimensions are tight. It is not a big bike. The Gen 2 definitely was more forgiving in that sense, where there was more real estate in that sense for taller riders. And yeah, in terms of ergonomics, I think for taller riders This may not be a comfortable bike. I am taller and on the heftier side, so take that with a pinch of salt. If you are somebody who's tall but thin, perhaps you will not be as uncomfortable, but the knees are fairly well bent, and if you keep your foot pegs, rather your foot on the pegs where it's supposed to be, on the balls of your feet, then your feet are really high and behind, so it is a little bit of an uncompromising position in that sense. Interesting. They seem to have made it a little bit more dedicated or committed in that sense. Very nice. Feels nice. No question about how quick it goes and all of that, but yes, it is definitely a small bike, and the ergonomics for taller riders isn't something that the bike can boast much about. With that said, I'll end this quick review of the ergonomics of the Duke 390. If you want to check it out, you can come to Crank It Cafe, and they'll let you take a quick test ride, and you can check out the bike in person over here. With that, thanks for watching.